Hi class, I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to our homework number 3. I'm going to just go over this really quickly, how to do this. We have a net present value calculation. So what's going on here is Samsung is going to invest in 3 different development projects, A, B, or C, and each project requires a significant investment. So what's going to happen here is that we're going to look and see if they're going to invest in project A, B, and C. They have 10 million available now to participate in, and then they also have 6 million from other projects into the year. So we want to maximize the amount of money that we're going to get through our profits. Here is year one. Year one, project A, project B, project C, and then those are the years that they have the cash value. Remember from our finance class, the ones that start to produce cash value higher, okay, in project A and project B and project C would be better because of the initial investment costs. So we're losing money on this project so that we can think about this in interest. This case problem does not have interest applied to it. There is no discounted rate in there. It's just the flat. So we're going to assume that the discount rate's already been applied to it. The quick thing here is that we have 10 million now, and then we have 6 million in other projects. So in a finance term or in a different way, we would look at this 10 million and say that it's worth 10 million today. In a different world, we would definitely look at that 6 million and say that it's not really worth 6 million because it is delayed 1 year. So you lost that interest on that. So if someone said, hey, I'm going to pay you 6 million today, or I can pay you 6 million in a year from now. Well, if you're going to pay me 6 million today, you're going to definitely have to pay me more from a year from now because I need to gain some type of lost revenue from not getting that money today. So in that assumption, or for this problem, let's forget about the discount rate in doing that. Let's just look at this and assume that the discount rate's already been applied. Okay, so I created this Excel sheet. Basically what I did was I put project A, B, and C within there. The first thing I always do when I come to a net present value model, what I do is I go ahead and I look and I go here and I add all those numbers up. And adding all those numbers up, I'm just going to do project A, project B, and project C. Okay, and I'm just going to do the sum of those negative numbers that are leaving us. Oops, I did the wrong one. And the reason I do this is I'm gonna explain this really quick, is that I already know Project C is a loser. We don't want to invest in it. We're gonna lose, it looks like $3 million right off the bat if we go all the way. But not even looking at the discounting or assuming that that money is discounted, we lose $3 million. So the linear program should definitely tell us not to invest in Project C. As you can tell, it doesn't. We can look here and see that Project B gives us the most bang for our buck. We're going to be getting that $6 million there. And then Project A, we're getting, just under about 4 million, about $3.4 million for that project. Great. Sounds like a really good idea to invest in Project A and B, definitely not C. All right, and so you can sometimes just do this without even doing a linear program. We can just say, hey, I have $10 million. I want to invest in one of these projects here. And so when looking at that, you can say, okay, well, if I can invest only in one, I would definitely just invest in project B. All right, so here we go. We got a little we got a little difference here. We got our starting balance of 10. We have other projects that are going to give us $6 million. And then we're going to be able to invest in these projects here, but we have to have a minimum balance of $2 million in the pipeline. So in there is that at the end of the year, we have to have $10 million. So that is our $16 million that we have here. And then here we can only, we really couldn't do project C because that would take away most of our money and we would only have the minimum balance of 2. So looking here, we know that we're going to invest in project A and B. We just don't know the percentages of that. So all I did here was do a sum product of B6 right here to D6 with the percentages that we have here from D13 to B13 to D13. And I just carried that down all the way, and I saw that, okay, I'm going to have some percentages of that in there, and you can see that we followed this ratio here to it. And then my other I have here is my G3 that I added the $10 million to, and then here I have up front all the different costs, and I'm adding those $6 million into that project so that we get those benefits. And then I have my other constraint here, which is I have to have a minimum $2 million balance, because if I did, I would probably invest even more in project A. That's probably why we have that 0.5 in there. It doesn't let us get that 100% in that project A. So I go to my solver and I look here and I see G11. And so let's just go back and look at my G11 here. It has G10 plus the sum of all of those to make it, and we want to maximize that. It's maximized. I'm changing my percentages here in my solver. Okay, and then here I have my G6 all the way over here. I have my G6 saying that's got to be greater than that $2 million balance. I'm going to just go ahead and push solve. It's going to come up and say the same thing that hopefully that I had previously. Yep, 51%, 10%, $50 million. So the next one is telling us, the next question to that is asking us, all we have to do, we created this model, none of the project forecasts are changed. All that's starting is that we have $7 million difference, and then at the end of the year we get $7 million. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this. In here I go back and I look at this, and it's going to give me a little different approach, and all it really did was it hired up that 74. Project C is a loser in there. We're losing too much money, but we hired it up and we were able to make more money. By upping that $1 million in starting balance, we were able to get more money in that balance, because we're able to invest a higher amount of money into project A, which is a winner, but just not as great of a winner as project B. Of course, if you have any questions or concerns on this assignment, you can always email me.